And I am live. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Prairie Banana here. The day after the historic day of December 21st, 2024, when the entire Pulse network dumped about 30-40%, something like that. If you're still here, congratulations. If you're checking out pTGC and UFO, congratulations times two. I'm going to give people a few seconds to get in here. And we're going to run through this. So last week we had 244 people in here, and I was just blown away. And I completely did not have an outline, but 240 people hung out with me for like an hour and 20 minutes, and we ran through everything. I did this AMA on Wednesday with an outline, and we cut the time by probably 30%. We got it done in under 1 hour. And I've got a new illustration I want to use. The only illustration that I have, and I just got the idea yesterday. I'm going to show it to you later on. I really need to write down because I have two monitors here. I'm waiting for people to get in. I got two monitors, and I really need to write down on a yellow sticky how I have it arranged. The last time I did it, Wednesday, I was like, oh, this is a great setup. And of course, depending on my memory, and I come here today, I'm like, oh, how do I do this? So I got two things over here and one over here, but the camera's there, and I like to be looking at you guys. So there is a better way to do this. I am convinced. I just need to figure it out again and write it down this time. Let me see can you guys hear me okay? I assume that you can. My mic is on because it's red. And if somebody could just tell me that you could hear me okay, then that would be awesome. And I'm going to share my screen, and let me go through my notes here real quick. I've been busy. As soon as I got into my office this afternoon, naturally, when you're at your computer, there's always something to do. So, yeah, guys, I'm excited. We're going to get through this. I got an illustration. These are exciting times in crypto. We've been live for 2.5 minutes. 23 people in here. Welcome. Subscribe to my channel if you would, please. Thank you. Let's see if we can get 244 people in here again, because Prairie Banana has a proper outline this time. I am going to relax and kind of, obviously I have a stand-up desk, but I also like to get off one leg at least and kind of rest a little bit. Okay, so this is the presentation. If you're new to pTGC, UFO, or you're just curious, this is for beginners or people that are just new, right? I have a desire to show people what I wish I had access to when I was brand new to crypto and this ecosystem. Like, man, can somebody just show me how this works? Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to show you guys how this works. I'm going to show you everything that I have, everything that I know, basically. And if there's anything that comes to mind, you're going to have to put up with me writing it down, because I do want to show it on the next AMA. We are going to walk through liquidity providing on UFO. We're going to do pTGC first, and then we're going to run into UFO. And it's so easy. It's going to blow your mind how easy it is. Okay. So, but we got to get through pTGC first. So what I'm going to do is scratch my eyes, because I'm going to hit this thing running, and we're going to get this done, guys. Okay. This is going to be like a fire hose. This is how we did it on Wednesday. Nobody complained. So yes, we're going to do the fire hose thing. All right. And if I forget my illustration, guys, remind me, okay? Because I'm just going to discover at what point that I'm supposed to do that, and I'll put it into my notes. All right, guys. I'm going to show my screen. The first fire hose event is going to be, I'm going to read some bullet points about pTGC that I think are impactful. pTGC is, this is in the white paper, okay? We're reading the white paper, which I think is very important for all of us to do for any project. pTGC is 100% deflationary, 100% autonomous, truly decentralized, of course, has a community-driven DAO, which is very powerful. Every reward is backed by LP value. That's amazing. The initial token supply was 333 billion. The contracts are renounced and cannot be modified. The liquidity on PulseX is burned, locked forever, cannot be accessed, and it's growing every day or every week. every day, with every transaction. I love it. Earn high APY reflection rewards based on market volume, which we saw yesterday, boys. Staking with no time constraints or early withdrawal penalties. We're going to talk about that. Freedom to collect rewards without breaking stake or time lock. The top 100 stakers may submit proposals that fuel the growth of pTGC. Voluntary time locking for delayed gratification and additional rewards. Fully decentralized amplifier tokens, adding constant perpetual volume. We're not really going to talk about those, except for UFO is technically an amplifier token. We're going to talk about that. Perpetual auto buy-in burns of pTGC with each transaction. Auto LP add with each transaction locked within that pair. All pTGC stakers may vote on proposals set forth by top 100 stakers of the DAO. Liquidity pool web mechanics in place, adding perpetual volume with each transaction. The burn address, marketing wallet, and main liquidity pools are excluded from the rewards. There are no broken promises. The DAO staking and token smart contracts are 100% complete. And there's no founder allocation. I like that list, but I got another one over here that I would prefer to read. Let me scan it real quick. 11.6% of the tokens have already been burned. When Pulse did a 4x, pTGC did a 42x. There are only just over 10,000 wallets. It's the golden goose of crypto. It's the needle in the haystack. What is pTGC and UFO? I put them both in the same class. It's the checkmate of the Pulse network. They have pTGC has over $17 million in burned LP. It's the proverbial easy button of the Pulse network. Flawless operation for 16 months. I got to make a note because this list is much better. Read this. Benevolent and semi-doxed founder. Only 7.6 billion tokens available to buy. Only 16 whale wallets and 90 sharks. Yeah, man. It is a volume and volatility based protocol. It's like cash flowing Miami beachfront property. It's outperforming all the tickers it's bonded with, has been moving 10x against Pulse every month for 14 months, at least 10x. Has a thriving community, yet only 2,300 in the Telegram. And I think that's it. Well, it's paired with all the top blue chips on the Pulse network, and that's why we call it the easy button. Because you can, if you're new to the Pulse network, you buy either of these tokens or both. And they are, because they're bonded with all the best assets on the Pulse network, you technically own a piece of all of those assets. And I just got off a call with a buddy who has a buddy who's looking to buy. He's like, his buddy is like, do I buy UFO or Hex? And we looked at the chart, UFO and Hex. And we saw how much UFO has been moving up against Hex for the last year. And I want to say it was like a 2 or 3x, something like that. I'm like, well, if you had bought UFO back then, you would have been able to buy 3 times as much Hex by now. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. And I hold Hex. We're bonded with Hex. We love Hex. And that's not a diss against Hex. It's just math. It's just facts. It's in the chart. Can't get away from it. It's like owning Main Street property in Austin, Texas before it became popular. Here's the thing. Oh, this is for my illustration, guys. Users can choose to live off the yield and never sell the principal. All right, I'm just going to get into this illustration, and we're going to kind of wing it because I'm just going to use this as practice, and then we're going to read the rest of the white paper. So hold tight, guys. So here's the thing. You get yourself some pTGC or some UFO, this fabulous token, and you've got your bag. This is your bag. This is actually pistachios, and there's a story behind these. But this is my bag of pTGC and UFO, and I don't want to dip into this bag because if I do, then my principal is reduced, right? But this is what happens every day. Every day. Day after day. And some days, like yesterday, let me interpret that sound. It's cha-ching, 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 ching, 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 cha-ching. Day after day, yield is dripping into your wallet. And as long as you hold this bag, you're going to be getting more yield. And with pTGC and UFO, because the supply is deflationary, you can't see it. But this bag is actually getting bigger. It's inflating against the rest of the supply. And what does that cause? What does that make that happen? What's that make happen? It means more yield is going into your wallet every single day. That's beautiful. So you need to think twice before selling these tokens. Actually, what we all need to do is be stacking up more. Because the only thing better than one rental property is two. Yeah. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of my illustration. Thought of it yesterday. All right, guys, let's read the rest of this white paper. I'm going to share my screen again. Thank you, Romeo. I appreciate your comments. pTGC was launched fully complete. Upon deployment, the smart contracts were 100% automated with no future promises or potential for code modifications. Can't change the code. There are no corporations or institutions backing this project, no minting functions to create additional tokens, no developer fees, and nothing skimmed off the top. It was inspired by the vision of Satoshi. pTGC is a gift to the world. So here's what it is. pTGC has a 5% fee applied to every buy, sell, or transfer. It's a fee token. And I know we all get a little bit of a gut reaction when we hear the term fee, but this fee, you know, I'm the guy that's going to say it's different. How else do I say it? The fee is used benevolently. It's applied to every buy, sell, or transfer with none of the fees going to developer wallets. Instead, the fee is allocated to specific functions that support the Grace currency. All fees are collected in Pulse, the native token of the Pulse chain blockchain. The treasury is distributed according to approved DAO proposals, funding various initiatives, including but not limited to marketing campaigns, potential collaborations, market buy burns, and so on. I'm going to skip some of that. The fee distribution is as follows. So when you transact with pTGC, in other words, you buy it or you move it to a different wallet or you sell it, you're going to pay a 5% fee. And here is how it is distributed. 2% goes to the DAO treasury wallet. And the DAO used by the DAO to increase the value of pTGC. So the DAO either will buy tokens, it'll buy pTGC and buy some UFO, LP it, and send the PLP tokens to the burn address, raising the price floor. It'll either do that and it's doing a lot of that lately because those tokens are on the cheap. Or what it can do is it can buy pTGC tokens and just send those to the dead address, decreasing the supply. And whenever you have a supply that's decreasing, the price in theory increases. That's the 2% of the 5%. 1% goes to stakers. 1% goes to holders and stakers. 0.5% buys and burns pTGC. So automatically, with every single transaction, 0.5% is buying pTGC, sending it to the dead address. Right now, we burned something like 11.7% of the total supply. And 0.5% goes to the LP on Pulse XB1, and it's locked forever. All pTGC rewards are distributed through reflections. And I really need to, let me make some notes, guys, because I want to, just give me a second. You're supposed to talk about what you're talking about. And then at the end, talk about what you talked about. Okay, hopefully I'll know what I'm talking about with that note. Because I didn't tell you guys what we're going to do. And I should do that. But you guys just have to hang tight. After we get through the white paper, we're going to move on to other pTGC stuff, and then we're going to move into UFO. All pTGC rewards are distributed through reflections. With each buy, sell, or transfer, a portion is allocated to both holders and stakers, with stakers receiving a larger share due to their support of the project. The more tokens you have staked, the greater your percentage of reflections. As trades take place, both holders and stakers earn rewards, making holding and staking pTGC a passive income generating machine. Locked tokens also continue to receive reflections. So if you have your tokens locked, they're also receiving the reflections. With every buy, okay, we're in the burn section. We're going to talk about burning, staking, and time locking. With every buy, sell, or transfer, an automatic burn function is activated within the smart contract. All burned tokens are sent to a dead wallet. And you can see that. I don't know. I don't think I put the dead wallet address in the description, but I should. But you can see all the tokens that have been sent to the dead wallets in the 000369 address. If you want it, let me know and I can drop it in the chat and in the description too. Ensuring they can never be sold or circulated again. Burning tokens is comparable to buying them and never selling them. So we have there is a whale in our system that holds 11.7% of the supply and he can never sell. Wow. That's cool. The Gray's burn mechanics generate consistent upward momentum for the project, keeping pTGC deflationary by reducing its supply with each transaction. And it started with 333 billion, continues to decrease. Let's talk about staking. You can stake pTGC tokens on the DApp. We're going to look at this. While staking offers many advantages, a key feature is that there's no time lock requirement for staked tokens. Staking pTGC allows you to earn greater rewards from trading volume compared to non-staked tokens. Additionally, staking any amount grants you eligibility to participate in the DAO, giving you voting rights on proposals related to the allocation of pools from the DAO's treasury wallet. Staked tokens remain in your wallet. So if you see tokens in your wallet, even though you're staked, it's because they're in your wallet. They're just staked. We believe in self-custody over here. Staked tokens remain in your wallet. We prioritize self-custody. But when a stake is withdrawn, you're going to pay a 1% fee. And that fee is distributed to all the current stakers. It's a modest, I would say, 1% fee. In addition to staking, you can also lock your tokens. All pTGC holders have the option to stake their tokens without a time lock. However, some may choose to lock their tokens to resist the urge to sell during market fluctuations. To lock tokens, they must first be staked. Once staked, holders can opt to time lock their tokens. So you can't just go lock your tokens. You got to stake them first. And you can't just send your tokens or sell your tokens. You got to unstake them first, or we'll see that on the DApp. Staked and locked tokens remain in your wallet and are visible, but they cannot be sold until withdrawal is initiated. There's the word I was looking for. You can't transfer them until you withdraw them, pay the 1%. Stakers who choose to lock their tokens are divided into 10 tiers based on the duration of their lock. We're going to look at this. Rewards are distributed according to the amount of pTGC staked. The portion of the reward pool a user receives depends on their tier. Lockers who choose to end their time lock early face a 30% penalty, which is distributed among all current lockers. So we anticipate that over time, the rewards from locking will gain in value, we think. And it's beyond me to articulate how to say that. I need to get that in my notes. The amount each locker receives is based on their tier rank and the quantity of pTGC they have locked. Note, once the locking period ends, users can remain in the lock and continue earning rewards without penalties. All of my pTGC is at least in 90-day locks. And I am going to be locking up 90% of it at the end of this year. And actually, because the end of this year is so very close, I'm in the final phases of morning, Daddy. I'm in the final phases of formulating a plan because I don't want to mess up, because 30% penalty for locking up for 10 years, that's a significant penalty. And I want to make sure that I know what I'm doing when I lock up again. So here's the time lock tier system. So anywhere from 90 days to a year, you earn 55% of the reward. What happens to the other 45%? It's sent to the dead address. So anything less than a 10-year lock, I look at it as like a benevolent act, especially the 90 days, because you're only taking 55%. But the beauty of it is, if you have at least a 90-day time horizon, you're going to make 55%, and then you're basically liquid at the end of 90 days. So like I said, all of my tokens are locked up. Most of them are in 90 days, but they've been sitting there since August. the locks matured in August, right? Some in November, but they're just sitting there, no harm done. While I figured out what I was going to do. So, and you can see they graduate up from 55%, 60, 65, all the way up to 100% for locking 10 years. Now here's a trick. If you don't want to lock up for exactly 10 years, which is 3,650 days, you can do, let's see, 10 times 365 is 3,650 minus 1. No. You would do 9 times 365 plus 1. So 9 years of days, 9 times 365 plus 1 day gets you into the 10-year tier. Then you're collecting 100% of the rewards. Follow that? That's kind of a little trick you pick up along the way that I wanted to share with you guys. pTGC, we're almost done. pTGC incorporates a liquidity pool web mechanism within its smart contract, deploying liquidity pools in a specific order. The goal is to continuously expand this web by consistently buying and burning both existing and new LP pools. As the web grows, it creates additional pathways for holders and bots to move funds and take advantage of arbitrage opportunities. Every transaction within this LP network generates a fee that feeds back into the ecosystem, steadily raising the floor in return for enabling these trading routes. This mechanism guarantees a perpetual increase in pTGC's floor. Operating at high volumes without any human intervention, the web cannot be turned off, as LP pool tokens are permanently burned. The burning of these pools not only causes a consistent rise in pTGC's floor, but also increases the floor of tokens paired with pTGC. These bonds will remain in place and continue to strengthen over time. So we're bonding pTGC with Hex, PulseX, Pulse, PDI, Teddy Bear, Tropa, Inc., and we're burning those tokens along with ours. So we're actually doing the entire network a favor. All the blue chip tokens, we're doing them a favor by bonding with them and burning them. It's great. What is the floor? The floor represents the lowest possible price for pTGC. If all tokens outside the liquidity pool were sold into it, at that point, no further reduction in price can occur, as there would be no remaining pTGC left to sell. The Grays currency is specifically designed to continually increase this price floor, ensuring a steady increase in value over time. I hope we're done. We are. Yay. Okay, now on to something a little more visually appealing. The DApp. And let me make sure. Give me a second, guys. Yes. Okay, over here. I am going to log into a wallet here. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to show my experimental wallet that has 1 million pTGC in it, which is not a ton, but it's becoming more valuable as the days go on. At the beginning, when I first got in, I sent a buddy. I wanted to send a buddy 1 million pTGC, and he turned it down. I hope he's not watching. If he is, he knows who he is. And I don't know if that million's still available to send to you, man, because it's now worth over $400. It was $500 just a few days ago. I don't know what it's worth right now. You want me to tell you how concerned I am with the market fluctuations right now? I haven't checked the charts since maybe this morning. That's how concerned I am about all this. It's crypto. We know it's volatile. Let's go over the DApp. PulseTGC.com. This is where you're going to go to interact with the contract. There are other ways, if this site vanished, there are other ways that you can interact with the contract. Somebody would build a new DApp, but this is where all of us go. And who knows, somebody might build a new DApp at some point, which would be really, I like options, right? So here's the home. This is the home. Let's see. Now here is the home section right here. Very attractive. I love the purple. Yeah, I like it. That's our pTGC token. UFO is half of its all-time high right now. Oh, really? UFO is a stud, man. UFO is just hanging in there, chilling. UFO had a very slow run up. Let's look at that real quick. You got me curious. We'll come back to this. Hex, there's Hex. Let's go look at, we're on pTGC right now. We almost got up, well, we got over 5. Let's look on the 4 hour. What do we got? We'll look at this, guys. This is cool. Big dump. And this was probably, this closed out, I think, at probably almost 12 hours, 9 hours ago. And then run up, down a little bit. And then, who knows what's going to happen here. But I am totally optimistic. I know I got paid a lot of tokens because of the volume. UFO, almost, it was getting to the point where we're like, yeah, it's going to lose a 0, right? It got real close. You're right. I mean, it's half of its all-time high, less than half. Yeah. Hey, it just makes me laugh, right? And it's okay. G'day from Las Terrenas, Dominican Republic. Yeah. By the dip, man. Oh, yeah. Where are we at on the big scheme of things? We're still, let's see, on the big run up we had 316% from where we were. I mean, we basically got set back about what's the date here? We're set back about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We can gain that back in a few days or weeks, whatever. I'm not phased at all. I'm going to do a little experiment, guys, tomorrow morning. This historic little bump that we had. Check this out. I'm going to take and look at how much pTGC and UFO dipped as a percentage, like on Saturday, how much they recovered on Sunday. Then I want to look at some of the other famous tokens on the network and see how much they dipped and how much they recovered and do a side-by-side comparison. Think that's a cool idea? I do. And I have a hunch. It's going to be some really good, solid data for our eco. I think. I hope. Let's go look at the staking. Oh, before we do that, let's scroll down. You can read about the Gray's currency right here. There is an excellent video that Hex Explained did, and you guys should all watch it so you can say you've done it, and you'll pick something up too. Oh, I gotta share my screen. Sorry about that. There's the video, and here's the breakdown of where the fees go. And if you want to learn how to bridge over, hey, Shaka, yeah, happy Sunday. You can click here, and it'll walk you step by step how to bridge, how to get over to from the Ethereum network over to the Pulse network. Here's a link to the Telegram. If you're not in there, you need to get a Telegram. You can meet guys like Shaka, myself, Mando, many others, and they will answer any of your questions. You will not be, nobody's going to put you down there. There are no stupid questions. And if anybody gives you a hard time for any questions, let me know. And I'll take care of business for you. All right, and here's the YouTube channel. I don't think we really have any stuff on YouTube, but and then Twitter. You need to follow us on Twitter. Okay, let's go look at the staking. I've got my 1 million pTGC on this wallet, and I have it staked and locked. Oh, yeah, and I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so this up here is universal data. This down here is just me. Okay, so let's look. There are 223 billion pTGC staked, 137 billion locked, and that's in all the locking tiers combined. So this wallet has 1 million pTGC. I literally sent a little more than 1 million to this wallet. I sent everything above 1 million back where it came from the other wallet. So I had exactly 1 million pTGC, and I locked it. I locked it for 10 years. So here it is, 1 million pTGC locked for 10 years. February 7th, 2034 is when it matures. It has earned 3,000 pTGC. I've never claimed any. So this is the experimental wallet that I've had. It comes in real handy for getting data. So It has earned, like I said, 3,000 pTGC for being locked, and that comes from early unlockers. 11,577 pTGC for staking. And the other way that you earn pTGC is for holding. You earn it in reflections. And to see that, you would click here. And it'll show up in a second. 7,163 pTGC for holding. So that's in reflections. And you can see that 7,000 for holding, 11,000 from staking. So you earn more for staking. However, you're going to pay a 1% fee to withdraw your stake. Just bear that in mind. And it doesn't take long. We haven't really nailed down yet how long it takes to get your fee back. It wouldn't be too difficult. And it all depends on volume. But I think it takes anywhere from like 3 to 8 weeks, something like that, to get your 1% feedback. So if the longer your time horizon is, the better off you're going to be as far as paying that 1% fee. Okay. So this one shows you the total stake. Why do I have 25,000? I must have claimed at some point. Yeah, I must have. I think I did back in the beginning. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. So I have actually done something with the staking, but I quit doing that after about 8 weeks. So kind of messed up the experiment a little bit, I guess, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. I just noticed that too. That is so funny. Pretty banana, you need to get your act together and start paying attention. Okay, what else? I want to show you guys the DAO. If you wanted to see if you're eligible to make a proposal, connect your wallet and click on make a proposal. And it will show you, I'm not going to do it because if I click here, it's going to take a while. It'll show you the minimum amount of pTGC you need to have in your wallet in order to make a proposal. There's a game you can play that probably needs to be renovated again. Total tickets in the current game, 109 tickets. We've burned 5 million pTGC in the game, distributed 10 million pTGC. What is the total to be distributed? That ain't too bad. 404,000 pTGC. That's not too bad. That's $137. Okay. I take back everything I said about the game. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't play the game. I have a couple of times just to say I had done it, but I don't. But you can play the game. It's fun and it burns pTGC. Here's the stats tab, and you can see how much has been burned, how much is staked by percentage and number of tokens, staked and locked. There's the burned. How much is in LP, how much is held in people's wallets, and of course staked. And this is what we would burn in the next 6 months if we continued on this current trend, 16.38%. We have burned 11.61% to date. Let's see what's down here. And here are the number of holders, 10,172. We just surpassed 10,000 this week. Market cap, 93 million. Price, wow, that's a deal. 3.031 compared to where it was. Only 2,260 stakers and more data down there. Okay. And I think that's it for the DApp on pTGC. Taylor says, nothing like some good old Interpol FUD to bring back volume onto the chain. Nice. Yes. You know that the volume is the combined volume. Actually, even UFO's volume is the highest on record for the last 24 hours. pTGC, same. Let's look at it. I've got it right here. And then we'll flip over to, I want to show you some data. Look at this. You go to secretobank.com. Link is in the description. Here's the volume on pTGC. See, pTGC 1.206. Then you can refresh the page. Let's see if it went up or down. 1.206. It went down. And then UFO probably went down too. But that was the highest I'd seen. 2.508. I bet it went down also. Let's find out. Yep. Okay. So maybe this little, we're recovering, right? It's also Sunday afternoon. So Yeah, secretobank.com. Thank you, Snowflake Society, for building this site where we can see the volume and the total liquidity. You can see all the pairs. Here's the volume. You can sort. And then the liquidity. Same thing, sort. We almost have $5 million in the UFO die pool. We'll get back there. All right, I want to show you something else that's super handy to have if you're a data head, and that is, and also you guys can use this. You can use it to estimate your earnings. So there, what you do is look down here. You got a pTGC rewards estimator and UFO rewards estimator. Let's just go through the pTGC one right now. What you would do is input your pTGC that you're holding that's not staked, and put your pTGC that is staked here. And if it's a million, then enter that. Because remember, staked pTGC also earns reflections just like you're holding it. So put in your values there, and then each of these rows represents a single day. So this actually was yesterday's data. This was Friday's data. So what you would do is grab this and scroll over, and there's all this price and ratio and all this data you can look at. But then you go over here in the purple area, you can see what you earned. So if you put, and it'll, inputting your values here, what you'll see equivalent over here, because this is based on my 1 million. So you could put anything you want in here. You could put 5,364, ... And then you could put in there, and it's going to show you exactly how much you would earn for holding. So over here, your holding APY was 4.45%. You earned 30 cents. 30 cents yesterday for holding 5 million pTGC, which is about almost about $2,000. And that's, in my opinion, that's some good cheese. I mean, understanding and having an idea where I think this thing is going, I think that's something to get excited about personally. When I first got into pTGC, that's what I was getting. And I was like, oh, that's nice, but I think I know where this thing's going. And now I'm making more because the volume has kicked in, and we're going to get more volume, in my opinion. So does anybody have any questions? Any questions? All right. I'm going to skip that. Look into pTGC. Let's do that. All right. We're going to have a little fun. Go to lookintoptgc.com. It's in the link. It's in the description. You can go to the dashboard, which is this page right here. This is a paid site. If you pay, you get access to more of the tabs up there. It's like $22 a month. If you're really digging pTGC and you really get into it, you're probably going to want to have this, because you can literally see the locking ladders, the staking. You can have access to these different tools that I'm going to show you some of, with your premium version. And then the designer, the builder, Crypto Kong, is always adding on to this, and he's going to be adding a lot more. Your value is going to go further in the future, is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me for a second. Thanks, Trev. So on the dashboard, what you can see is lots of stuff, right? I'm going to kind of just simplify it. You can really veg out on a lot of this. If you're a data head, you'll love this. Okay. What I really wanted to get into is the fee allocation in the last 24 hours. There's a total right here. $59,000 was allocated from pTGC, from the fees, the 5% fee. I'm going to use round numbers. $6,000 bought and burned pTGC. $6,000 was added to liquidity. 23,560 went to the DAO. What's the DAO going to do with that? $23,000 of pulse sitting there. It's going to do something benevolent with that money. It's probably going to buy the cheapest most bullish, most undervalued RH token and pair it with pTGC and burn the PLP tokens. And then $11,780 was paid to the holders of pTGC. $11,780 paid to stakers. All right, pretty simple. Let's do some moon math. And then we'll go on to, we'll do moon math, reflections, and then we'll get into UFO. We've been going for 42 minutes. This is going too long, guys. I'm going to try to speed this up. We're going into advanced mode. Math. Why am I not doing something wrong here? Maybe not. Let's do an X factor of 2. So this is pTGC pulse. X factor of 2. X factor just means we know pTGC has a history of going up against pulse. So we're going to, it's really like somewhere between 10 and 20% or 10 to 20x. You can look at it on the chart. But we're gonna be modest and say this X, we're gonna set an X factor at 5. So pTGC in this scenario is moving up 5x against pulse. And pulse in this scenario is going to do 100x, let's say. And we're going to calculate it. And this, you can set these numbers to whatever you want when you get your subscription to this, and tone it down. If you don't think the pulse is going to do 100x, put in there whatever you think. Is it 50? Is it 500? We don't know. Nobody does. But I just shoot for 100 because I think we're going to do it. It might only be for one day. I hope we go higher. I hope we average 100x for 6 months. That'd be so sweet. So what would happen at the end of, on that peak day? Well, pTGC would be 17 cents. Oh, I have a hard time saying that, man. That's a 500x from where it is right now. Just about takes my breath away. 100x. So we can tune this down. Let's say pTGC only does it. Let's say pTGC does a 2.5x X factor, and Pulse only does a 10x. Let's really tone it down. 10x. We have kind of a bummer bull run. Well, pTGC is going to be 0.8 of a penny, almost 0.9 of a penny. 25x. Yeah. Okay. 25x. So you put in $1,000 and you top out with 25 grand. But there's more. You got to take into account the reflections. Remember your pistachio bag? Remember this? This is your principal. What can your principal produce? Let's find out. Remember, I don't want to dig into my principal because I don't want to hurt this bag. I want to keep it intact. All I want to do is eat off the yield. So let's check this out here. We're going to look at reflections. Where am I in reflections? Reflections. Oh, I had to log in. pTGC, experimental mode. Let me get a wallet address. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to get I always get this address because it works. Oh, there's an experimental address too. Let me just try that one. Hey, Zen's, good to see you. Did you show how much value was generated in the last 24 hours for the system? I did just a minute ago. I think it was a lot. I don't want to click off here because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so but thanks for mentioning that. I appreciate that. That's the founder of pTGC and UFO in there. He's checking in on me, and I don't mind. That's good, man. We have a founder that's paying attention, highly involved. So we're going to estimate how much this wallet would earn in yield at a certain volume amount. So we're going to set the volume to, I like these little hyper buttons right here. We're going to set the volume to 25 million because, guys, the volume right now is I'm going to call 1.2 million on pTGC. And there was a lot of volume yesterday, but don't you know that when the market gets really hot, the volume is going to be a lot more? I think it will be. So I'm going to set this to 25 million. And this experimental wallet right here would be pulling a 94% APY at $25 million in volume. And that's only the reflections. The staking would more than double that. Remember that from my wallet? So it'd be, it'd probably be more like 200, a fuzz more than 200% APY at $25 million in volume. Is this wallet a shark? I think that means this wallet must be a shark. I think so. Bear with me, guys. I'd like to get down to the positions like dolphin and squid, and then we can talk. So dolphin position right now costs $9,000, 29 plus million pTGC. At $25 million in volume, it would garner $8,600 in yield just for holding the tokens. Double that for if you included the staking. So you're talking probably $20,000 if you include the staking for a bag that right now costs $9,000. That's interesting. Okay, I'm not going to say how exciting that is. I'll just say it's interesting. And then for a squid is $1,000 right now, and the annual on that one would be about $2,000. So I mean, at $25 million in volume, and you can double that if you want to just go to 50. And I'm hoping Kong's going to need to revise this whole thing and set it to 100. Honestly, I really do. You can just double that. See how the APY doubled when I went from 25 to 50? Okay. Let's see if I can click off that and come back, because I do want to answer that question. See if I can go back. So yes, the fees collected was $58,000 in the last 24 hours for pTGC. 23,000 went to the DAO. Yeah, I'm just reemphasizing it. And then for UFO, 137. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Yeah, you needed to draw my attention back to that, because 137,000 plus, what did I say? 59. I would call that 59 because it's almost $200,000 in revenue in one day. We're only beginning. Now, if I went back to this tab, yeah, I would have had to start over, but that's okay. All right, guys. Let's see. What do we have here? We have, it's the easy button. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys why this is the easy button. Watch this. I'm going to let me get this thing pulled up. And I'm going to show you the pTGC chart against WPLS. And I have not even looked at this. Yeah. Okay. I gotta find a different chart. I'm gonna have you guys join me on this journey of finding charts. I don't know why I selected that one for my quick side list thing, because it should be this one, pTGC WPLS. I need to fix that. Okay, we're gonna look at pTGC in terms of WPLS. Yay! I was hoping I'd see that. All right, guys. If you want to see a chart that's going to tell that tells you a historical tale and a future tale, here's one. What do you see here? Going back to launch day, October 2023 to December 2024. You see pretty much up and to the right movement, right? And this is on the weekly. Look how this token has performed. Is this not a beautiful thing? Look, let's look at it condensed a little bit. Good grief in the morning. So Pulse right now is below SAC price. It has been over SAC price. I don't know how long it was over SAC rate, but when Pulse makes its move, what do you think pTGC is going to do? What do you think pTGC is going to do? pTGC has been moving up and to the right against Pulse for, I think it's 14 months. What do you think is going to happen when Pulse starts moving up and to the right? pTGC is going to go ballistic. I'm so excited to see what happens. I hope I don't have to eat my words, but I mean, look at this. You got 14 months of history. I don't know that I'm going to eat my words, man. History repeats. Okay, guys. Okay, a couple of comments. Whenever you buy pTGC, make sure that you buy it from a wallet you want to keep it on. Because if you transfer it, you're going to pay 5% tax. And I don't know how many people just read over that detail in the white paper and then realized, they transferred it and paid 5% tax. Well, I did the same thing, guys. You know what I did? I went and I bought back the 5% that I nuked. But if you buy it from the wallet that you want to keep it on, you can save yourself from getting wrecked with just 5%. But it's still annoying, isn't it? So buy it from a wallet you want to keep it on. If you're trying to get over to the Pulse network, go to pulsetgc.com. The home page, scroll down, and one of those documents down there, click on there. It tells you exactly how to get over. If you have any other questions, jump in the Telegram, and you can ask the guys. They will help you. All right, it's time for UFO. And we're definitely going to talk about how to, Matt, we're going to talk about how to do your LP. All right, so UFO. Making me think of my daughter. Here's the light paper. UFO stands as a pivotal amplifier within the pTGC ecosystem. It's water time, guys. Excuse me for a second. Strategically engineered to foster unity between the Richard Hart ecosystem and the Gray's currency. Designed with precision, UFO operates as a catalyst, intensifying bot activity and token volume for both UFO and pTGC. This is a very short white paper, guys. Central to its architecture is a 6% buy and sell, meticulously structured to deliver rewards to holders, LP providers, and pTGC enthusiasts alike. Leveraging the same cutting-edge technology utilized to capture fees within pTGC, UFO extends its reach, motivating holders of RH coins to pair them with UFO. This symbiotic relationship not only expands our network, but also amplifies our volume, culminating in greater rewards for all stakeholders. I'm going to show you guys the dApp so you guys can see all this. It started with a supply of about 1 trillion tokens. Buy fee, 6%. Sell fee. Yeah, there has to be a pause there. Sell fee, 6%. Here's how the fees are distributed. 3% are rewarded to UFO LP providers in the following pools. So here are the tokens you can LP on the dApp with your UFO. Pulse, PulseX, Inc., Hex from Ethereum, pDAI, and pTGC. 7 tickers. 1% is rewarded to holders of the UFO token, and that is paid in UFO. So you hold UFO and you get reflections, and they're paid to you in UFO. Just like with you hold pTGC, you get reflections in pTGC. 1% is utilized to buy and burn the UFO token. 1% is used to buy and burn pTGC. And by the way, guys, your reflections just sort of magically appear in your wallet. You don't need to do any transaction to get them to show up. They'll just, as soon as you hold either pTGC or UFO, you're going to see reflections start stacking up in your wallet. Remember the pistachios in the bowl? This is what it sounds like as soon as you buy one of these tokens. For anybody that's new in here that just jumped in, check this out. You hold pTGC and it's, what's that the sound of? And some days like yesterday, it's like, and that sound interpreted is ching, 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 ching. That's yield coming into your wallet every minute, every hour, every day, just for holding these tokens. I love these reflection tokens. So you hold UFO in your wallet, and thereby you're participating in the ecosystem. Congratulations. Holders of UFO automatically receive their proportional share of the 1% holders reward. It's paid in UFO, deposited directly into wallets without the need for staking or any additional processes. but you can also provide a LP. We're going to see that. Users have the option to provide liquidity using UFO paired with any of the 7 listed tokens on PulseX V2. When interacting directly with PulseX, a 6% fee is imposed both during LP provisioning and removal. I'm confused here. Oh, that's if you interact directly with PulseX. You don't want to do that because you're going to pay the 6% fee. You want to do your LPing from the DApp. So you can, there you go. Use the DApp and you bypass the 6% fee. LP providers earn their shares of the 3% rewards. So if you're LPing, you're going to get 3% of the tax that everybody is paying to get in, to get out, to transfer tokens, and the tax also that the bots are paying to balance the pairs. And that's one thing. Did we even talk about that? I want to make sure that's part of this. Bear with me, guys, taking some notes so we can do this better next time. So the rewards, okay, when you LP, your rewards are paid in Pulse. I have not had to buy Pulse since I LP'd my UFO. It's wonderful. I love it. I was always having to buy Pulse. So annoying. And now I don't. I just don't I don't need gas money. I got it. So the Pulse is deposited directly into your wallets without requiring any further interaction. Users are advised that the only pair that is charged the fee is the UFO pTGC pair. So that's the one exception is the pTGC UFO pair. Because pTGC was deployed before UFO and there was no way around it. All the other tickers are whitelisted from the fee, but pTGC is not. So when you pair pTGC and UFO, you will pay a 6% fee for UFO, 5% for pTGC if you pair them even on the DApp. And that's 11% going in. And when you exit, you're going to pay another 11%. So you need to really think about it if you're going to pair those. I don't. I won't. You'd have to have an insanely long, in my opinion, time horizon in order to justify pairing those. So I just won't do it. So we read the white paper. Let's show the DApp. Let's get the DApp pulled up. UFO token. I'm going to show you where that is. Hold tight. Click here on UFO token. And we're going to click on liquidity pools, left tab, click. And by the way, here's the tokenomics. Buy, sell, all that. Contract address, so you can copy it if you need it. Make sure you don't send anything to the contract address. That's always a bad deal. So this is where you would go to manage your liquidity. Let me make sure I have a wallet hooked up. Give me a second. I want to get let me hook this one up here. Yes, I'm on a busy road, guys. And I know that guy too. Here is where you go to manage your LP. So let's see. Let's go to, give me a second, kind of get my bearings. I want to click on manage pool. I think I've got some LP here. Yeah. So this is an Inc. UFO LP that this guy set up. And if you wanted, well, let me show you how to add liquidity first before I show you how to remove it. So if you wanted to LP UFO and Inc. All right, let me take another note here because this is important. You can LP any of these tokens and it's not going to matter which one. You don't need to be picky about which one. They all earn the same. You guys are getting more in this one than the guys that attended on Wednesday. So you can pick any token to LP. They're all going to share the same. And as long as you do it from the DApp, it's all going to be apples to apples. So if you wanted to LP like 100 million UFO, then you'd have to have 2029 ink. Okay, and if you wanted to use the max, you'd do that, and then you'd have to have that amount of ink, if that makes sense. And I don't have enough ink. Well, I don't have enough ink to match my UFO, but I have enough ink to match a little bit of my UFO. So So you would get your amounts in here, whatever you wanted to LP. Just be cognizant of what you're doing. Make sure you're doing it correctly, and then click on add new liquidity, and then sign the transaction in your wallet. Boom, you're done. And you got an LP position, and you will start earning the 3% rewards immediately on that position. And bear in mind, it takes a little, the LP rewards don't come in as fast as the reflections do. It takes a little bit. So, and the reason for that is the contract waits until a bunch of transactions have built up, and for gas, it'll optimize the gas, and then it'll do all of the transactions at one time, something like that. So let's say you've got an LP and you want to remove your LP, and you can see your share of the pool right here. Okay. Then you can remove your LP, and you can say, okay, I want to remove 25% of it. And then you can approve. And then you'd be exiting that pool by just 25%. I'm not going to get into, in this talk, I'm not going to get into UFO shares, which we'll see on the next page. But that's something we can talk about in a future one if I can figure that out and get it nailed down to where I can explain it really, really well. I think basically UFO shares boil down to how much UFO you got. Okay, so this is where you go to manage your LP. Now I'm going to show you where you can see your rewards. Click on UFO PLP rewards. And this page will show you all your LPs that are on this wallet. So this wallet has, man, this wallet's got some, it's got some juice. Yeah, it's got 1.7 million pulse. Man, this guy's doing pretty good. So he can claim this reward, or you can claim the whole page at once just by clicking on this button here, or you can claim them individually if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but yeah, here's the pending rewards for each one, and then you can claim them all. Here are the reflections that this wallet has earned: 4 million UFO in reflections. It has earned 8.5 million pulse and has 1.7 million pending to claim. So it almost looks like this guy made this LP recently. But I don't know. That's pretty juicy. I like that. Richard says, please update the total amount of UFO tokens on the main website. Total amount of UFO tokens on the website. The total supply of UFO and pTGC are way lower because of the buy and burn mechanism. Interesting. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Richard. I think it's just a matter of waiting for that to update. Maybe you can PM me about it. If you see it as an ongoing issue, give it a couple days. I don't know. I wouldn't say the site is the main place I would go for solid information about tokens burned. I would go, and here's that 369 address, guys. I would go here for tokens burned. And then if you want to see the supply of the token, you can go to the spreadsheet that's in the description, because what I do is every day I take the snapshot of the pTGC that's been burned, subtract it from the beginning supply, and that gets and paste that into that spreadsheet to give us a current supply, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. We showed you the DApp. Is there anything else on the DApp that we need to discuss? Really not. I mean, UFO is really, it's very simple, but it's so funny too, because like 45%. We spend 45 minutes on pTGC and 15 minutes on UFO, yet UFO is not to be underestimated. If you guys want Gray's gear, there's your mugs and shirts and such. Ooh, a sticker. I'd love to have one of those stickers. $3, man. Excluding tax. I'm listening to myself complain, and I'd like to have one of the stickers. Where on the site are you seeing this? This is under, oh, you're talking to Richard. Okay. Let's go to, I want to show you guys the APY, because a lot of people ask about this. I'm going to show you pTGC's APY and then UFO's APY for yesterday. pTGC's APY for staking yesterday was 12%. For holding, 4.5%. That's a big difference. Now let's go look at UFO. I have not actually looked at these on purpose. Oh, yeah, this is the same. This is the same thing as pTGC. Put in your information up here, and it's going to show you your rewards over here. Wow, I don't know why I have 17 billion shares in there. Let's make that 17 million. It's not going to affect the APY, but just to see the APY you want to scroll over. So your LP'ing APY is 40%, and just for holding, 18%. That's juicy, guys. That's some really good cheese. I like that. But of course, that's a very high volume day. You know, yesterday. Today is even more. And we got more coming too, because we're kind of at the beginning of this bull run. Okay, and so you have access to this sheet. You can see the let me scroll over here without making you guys dizzy. You can see the amount of tokens burned, total tokens, like we were just talking about, the value of 1 million UFO, $40. UFO price, pulse price, the ratios. This is something, if you're into marketing and that sort of thing, this is interesting. The number of holders added per day. And like in November, we added 35 a day. Let's see how much we're getting in December. We're almost done, guys. We were averaging 29. Yeah, November was really hot. Okay, let's go over to look into pTGC. And let's go to the moon math. UFO pulse. Let's see what UFO will do. Let's do an X factor of 5. And target price, let's say pulse does your 100x that I like to do. Yeah, I think we're almost done, guys. And that would be a 500x on UFO. We'd have a 2-cent UFO. I don't think anybody would complain about that. Let's do a 2.5 and a 10x. 10x to be extra modest. That would be a 25x or 1/10 of a penny. And reflections. Now I really like the reflections for both these tokens, but I'm pretty sure UFO I like better. That sounds funny. I'm pretty sure I like UFO better. UFO just has something to it that really throws off the yield. You know what I should do is do a side-by-side comparison. I'm not going to do that with you guys live right now, though. Let's do $25 million in volume. And then this, let's see, this is the experimental wallet. So this guy's a shark. He has $52,000 worth of UFO. He's a big dog. His yearly yield at $25 million in volume, his yearly yield would be $124,000 for a $52,000 bag right now. Man, let's get this thing up to 25 million in volume. Now let's get down to some of the other sea creatures. So a dolphin, $4,000 worth of UFO. Man, a dolphin used to be like, I remember when it was like $300. And then it was $1,000 and now it's $4,000. But look, $4,000 bag at $25 million in volume garners $10,000 in a year. Okay, how much volume do you think we're going to do? Well, we're sitting at 2+ right now. And we're at the beginning of a bull run. And who knows where we're going to pull back to after this bull run. Are we even going to have a big pullback like we have normally done in other cycles? I don't know. Maybe we're not going to pull back as far. So, I mean, people are talking that way. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm kind of hoping that happens. You know, we get more retail in, we get what do you call it? The big players come in, and kind of we have a more stable bear market, which would be awesome. So maybe we run up to 50 or $100 million in volume and pull back to 25 or 50, something like that. Who knows? But a squid position, $400 worth of UFO, $1,000 worth of yield. But the caveat, not financial advice, that's $25 million in volume for a year. So it is what it is. And this is just forecasting. So we did that and we did that. And you guys have any questions? You guys have any questions? Okay. Then the question is like, okay, this is important to talk about. What do I do with my UFO? Or which one of these tokens do I buy? Yeah, that's a thing. Which one do I buy? Give me a second, guys. Totally up to you. It's up to you. I mean, you could, okay, here, I'm going to be role playing. I like to buy a position. If it were me and I didn't have either of these tokens, I had $1,000. This is not financial advice. I'm telling you what I would do. I'd put 70% on UFO and 30% on pTGC. Why? Because I can get a larger percentage of the supply of UFO right now than I can of pTGC. I can get a larger position in UFO than I can in pTGC. And that's just what I would do. I want a larger piece of the pie. I mean, keep in mind, you know, no matter what amount of supply you get, if you hold that principle, that bag of pistachios, as time goes on and people are exiting and we're burning tokens, that supply is being reduced, you are inflating yourself by holding. Here's a key nugget. Everybody could sell all of their yield. I think maybe I already told you guys this, but you can sell all your yield every single day and over a whole year. And at the end of that year, your position of the supply will increase and you'll actually be earning more yield. I did tell you some of that, but I didn't put it all across just like that. So we talked about which one, and that's always a tough one. I mean, guys, they're like neck and neck. I mean, really. So when it comes down to something that's apples to apples, neck to neck, I'm just going to get the one that I can get a bigger piece of the supply because I don't know. Maybe that'll mean something one day, you know? And then when you get your pTGC, what do I do with it? Well, Prairie Banana is going to stake it because I'm a long-term thinker and I'm going to get that 1% back. Remember, you earn a little bit more than you earn in reflections by staking. So I'm going to stake it and then I'm going to lock it up, but I'm going to be real cautious about that. Okay, you need to, I'm missing so much stuff. Stuff's coming to my mind. If you're going to lock up pTGC, locking plan, just give me a second. If you're going to lock it up for 10 years, consider not locking a big bag, but multiple small bags. So if you do need to emergency unlock, you're unlocking one bag, one of several bags instead of one large bag. Do you follow that? Okay. Now, whether to LP or UFO or not. Okay, we got the police that are driving by. There are advantages to holding. We saw that the APY for LPing is greater than the APY for holding UFO. But the caveat is the tokens you're earning for LPing are Pulse tokens. And UFO is moving up against Pulse. So your reward is in a token that's kind of sitting here while your principal, your UFO is going up. So you got to do something with your Pulse. Unless you want to hold Pulse, you can do that. I would like to swap my Pulse for pTGC or UFO. That's my battle plan. But the fact of the matter is that's a transaction And while that pulse is sitting there, it's just not doing anything until you transact into UFO. And if you do that once a week, even if you do it weekly, well, how much did pTGC and UFO move up in that week? So you got to be very deliberate with that. What I have done is a little bit of each. Actually, I did a lot of LP and a little bit of holding. So, and I'm good. Because you get UFO shares, when you do your LPing, I will never undo my LPs, probably. I never want to break into that bag of pistachios. I want to keep it and live off the rewards if I can, if possible. All right. I think we're about done. Any other questions? If you hold it here. Yeah. Okay. Live, Laugh, Love says reflection is paid in tokens and its price depends on the current price of the token. If the price go up, reflection on USD go up. I'm sorry, I didn't follow you, but I'm also on stream. 127 people in here. Thank you for, it's kind of weird seeing myself over here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys showing up. If I missed anything, send me a PM on Twitter or in Telegram. Let me know. I'm trying to make these AMAs better. I really want to be able to onboard people to these assets, these fabulous assets, and so they can hit the ground running. And if I missed anything, I really want to hear from you. And you are welcome, Matic. If you're not in the Telegram, if you have any other questions, jump in the Telegram. Shock is in there. Mando, Jimmy Rentz, the Grays 369, many other guys. They will help you out. Absolutely. And if anybody gives you a hard time, let me know because I'll go beat them up. I'm just kidding. Just having fun. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Hang tight. And we'll see you again. Oh, not Wednesday. I'm not doing an AMA on Wednesday, but Thursday. And Founder is having a voice chat, I think, also on Thursday at 9. So I'm going to do AMA at 11. On that note, if you know anybody that's new, send them a link to my AMA. I'll try to be, pTGC dip is almost gone. I'll try to get it up on Twitter, be more regular about that. So you guys can send them a link. If you know anybody that's new, get them on here. They can learn about it, ask their questions. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks so much, Romeo. You're a good guy. Appreciate you.